She asking, can you hold me, babe? I love you, what she told me. I can't tell if it's real love or it's hate. I used to wake up for the bus around 6. Thought life was tough, I had it rough as a kid, but looking back, it wasn't much to admit. Now it's all water and mud under the bridge. Look, I'm like a demon or an angel, depending on the angle. If it takes two to tango, cut the rest or let them dangle. I say hi haters to my haters like I'm Mano. If they act up like some putos adios luego. I can't fuck with no pendejos, I just lay low. Stack up my potatoes, got that sauce called Alfredo. Got some homies who will go to war with choppers like it's Halo. For a little bit of cheese, it's un poquito de la queso. Talking about the pesos, don't talk if you never make those. I don't judge if the case closed, I don't budge, I just make though. Got no love for these snakes, I just rattle them till they break. Leave them shook like a shake when I throw the hook in the bait. Screaming never be fake. If you wish you'll be in the lake, don't find yourself in my circle. Just know that life what you make of it. Don't go make a mistake of it. Change the meaning to take a dip. I don't deal with no petty shit. Start erasing your deficit. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Some lights had to give them. But yeah, man, I just dropped a single, man. It's called Lonely.
Power Ace Radio.
All right, so how are you doing this fine sunny day?
I'm good, man. Yeah, sunny over by you?
Oh, well, yeah, it's really sunny here. So, when it's sunny, we're smiling. That's
yeah, it's sunny
so,
here too.
Yeah, if I get you to introduce yourself. Well, first, my name is Pali, and welcome to our show, PAR Meet the Artist. So, we know you're an artist. If you tell us what you do, your name, and where you're from, please.
So I'm Cloud. I spell it Cloud or Clou9. People call me Cloud9, but it's spelled CLOU9. And I'm a music artist and producer, instrumentalist from New Jersey, United States. And I've been doing music since I've been playing guitar since I was like 10 years old, 11 years old. And I pretty much just try to, portray a positive message of like believing in yourself, self-awareness, things like that, of that nature.
That is really great. Thank you for the quick roundup. And so obviously the first music we heard from you, going back last year, November, that was the first time we got your track. And so that's a track called, what's it called? Basements.
Yeah.
It's the lyrics behind that. That's what, gravitated me towards it. To think, wow, that is words, the way you play on words are well constructed. And you tell a good story. So
thank you, bro.
Tell me the inspiration behind how you go across, because I've seen a lot since then. Constantly coming up with different stuff. But before that, tell me how you come across, how you go about all of this, consistent lyrics.
Like with writing lyrics?
Yeah, that's right.
So I write my lyrics for the most part, and I'll write at like any point in time I feel like I need to write. I don't really write to a beat or necessarily need to write to a beat. Like if I'm sitting in my car right now, I was gonna go to the store, and I actually will, like, if I just start thinking of something, I'll go and write it down, and then it'll come to me, and I'll write something super fast, and then by the time that I lay it down and record it, I have it done. But then it's like 3 weeks later, a month later, me listening to my own song that's not out yet and realize I could change it to still make it stronger. That's when I go back and make changes before like I distribute it. And it's kind of just been a process. I've been thinking about music video concepts before I write my songs too.
Oh, wow. So while you're writing, you're already thinking about the finishing product of how it's going to.
Yeah, like I've come up with music video concepts before and then had to write songs around that.
Wow. So you're not just into music, you produce the videos as well? You write?
No, I direct and write, and I co-direct and co-write. I can't say I direct. I fully take credit for directing because my videographer's got to get some of that. But yeah, I co-direct, and so some of my latest music video, I think, is for the song I have called Lonely, and I pretty much wrote the entire treatment for that. And yeah, I mean,
it's kind of just like a storyline within another storyline that matches up. So it's I'll think of some like really dope story, like a visual, like watching a movie, and you'll think of a scenario or a sequence that would be like, wow, that's a mind, like that just blew my mind. And then I'll be like, all right, now I got to write a song that's going to be able to fit that video thing that I just thought of. You know what I mean?
Wow, that's really cool. So how long have you been doing music for?
Um, I've been I've been playing guitar, like I've been steadily like picked up the guitar and just didn't put it down from like age 10 or 11. And so that's probably, 15 some odd years.
Wow, that's pretty cool. It's a long time. And so you're an independent artist, or do you have a label?
No, I'm independent.
Super. And because obviously that's what we cater for on Power Ice Radio, more independent artists. You know, you've already done all the great work, and we don't want to succumb to the man to just take all the credit for it.
Right.
And so what got you to think, okay, yeah, I want to become an independent artist, or is it something you're looking for a label, or
It's
you strongly believe?
it's all been a process from the beginning, because as I knew very little, I look back and see how unserious I was when I thought that I was serious 5, 10 years ago, and like how much stuff I was actually really missing out on the back end of being an artist, what you need to get done in order to actually make the needle move forward and keep flowing and keep getting your music, reaching new people. And it's just a giant. I think it's just a process of buildup over and over until finally one day, all that buildup just cracks and the volcano erupts, and then all of a sudden, you're out there now for everybody to pick up if they want.
Mhm, mhm. No, I get
Um,
what you mean.
I've never wanted. I like right now in this particular state I'm like of mind that I'm in. I definitely am not looking for a label, and if a label did hit me up, it would have to be like it would either have to be for something that wasn't that serious but still worth signing, or it would have to be they're offering me a huge amount of money and they're not taking away my creative control,
Mm,
because I don't want to go and I one thing as an artist, and like one thing I stand by is authenticity. I am not going to go and be part of some like unethical business plan that was made to use music and other influence to create the society that we live in, or to influence the society we live in a negative way. And that's what it's been doing ever since the early 90s. And I think that that's something that needs to stop. So I've definitely used to at certain point rap like other rappers, or rap about similar things that other rappers would rap about. I always kept it real, but I would still fall in that category of, like what your typical guy would rap about. And I think I brought it so much more to who I really am, and in becoming like more of who I really am over time. I think it's just all around just like a process that's coming together as a whole, like not just as a musician or an artist, but like it's just as a human in general.
no, that's a really true story, really, because a lot of artists, a lot of independent artists, that was out of everything else. It was more about having that creative control, being able to still produce what you want to,
Yeah,
rather than somebody.
but there's different definitions of independent, because you got your independent artists who will go to a label like Rock Nation or something like that, and Rock Nation will give them money and be like, all right, here's your money, this is how much we want back, and carry on your way. We're not giving you any radio, we're not giving you any major press. You're going to just take the bag because you already have something going, and you're just going to make we're going to help you make more, and you're going to make us some. But that's not independent, like real independent. Like they're independent, but they're not they've got backing from somebody that's just not of like a high corporation standard. Or like, so I'm like, actually, like when you say independent, like I don't have like a partner, I don't have a business partner, I don't have anybody who is contributing the amount of money or time or anything, like any of it, like period. Like I'm literally handling my management, my and like I realized that I feel like I learned what I need to do in order to actually uh you know break the shell open. And I think that it all comes down to just having the right one maybe two people who is able to manage all my like manage certain things that I just can't get the time to do all the time. And that would make my life, that would save me a lot of time and stress in the process.
So that is yeah, I feel that especially based on how much content I see you, pouring out kind of daily.
Constantly,
You know,
constantly.
and one thing that actually did surprise me is this thing about the rap verses. I've been in music, I've yeah, going about 20 odd years, and I've obviously never come across rap verses. I'm guessing this is something new where they rap a little bit and then you rap some, and
Oh, you're talking
it's
about on TikTok?
well, it's TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, those are just, that's a TikTok trend. So people have been making songs, right? Or beats, like producers, and they'll be like, oh, rap on this. And then that's how people are able to get engagement and blow up on TikTok and then start getting seen in the industry through like the bigger people because uh duets and things like that. So if I have a song that's out, only 100 people listen to it, and then I drop an open verse challenge and I sing my hook and then I leave the verse open for them to rap, now all of a sudden I'm going to get all the streams from that person, then all the streams from that, like all their audience, and whoever else participates in being an influencer in that. So it's all just a matter of how you, it's a marketing tactic. That's what that was like. That was built off of TikTok by artists who were trying to blow their songs up.
No, that's absolutely amazing because in the entertainment industry, the way I see it is we're all entertainers, so we just need to create the best things for the artists, for the masses. You know, as they say, the sky is big enough for birds to fly without touching feathers. We can all come together and produce something really grand. And so I really love that idea. I think it's really smart. Apart from the creative side of things, though, for you the way you're doing it, I for a while, I must admit, I actually thought you were featuring with all these artists. I'm like, wow, how does he even get the time? How does he do that?
No,
And
no, no. It was, it wasn't. It's not official. It's just TikTok.
I don't know, but they're perfect because it's still you at the end of the day. Your verses are still your verses. So if that was a track, that could make all of those you've made could, if well, apart from copyrights, that could be an album right there.
Oh, I
So
know.
where do you get the time? How do you get the time to go through all of this and still have time to do you?
I don't think it's. I think we all have the same amount of time in a day period, or what we call a day. So I think that I don't really have the time because I be doing so much sporadically back and forth from doing the back end work to doing the executive work, doing the manager work, to doing the submission work, to doing everything else, that I think that it's all just fallen on time management, which is why I'm able to get into the studio to finish this. All right, cool. I laid this down. I know it sounds like trash, but it's laid down okay. And then I could listen to it, and then the next time I go into the studio and it's all mixed, now I can just lay it down again and have it mixed, have the mix ready, virtually, and have everything have my recording be more sharp, and whatever things I wanted to rewrite or change a little bit, I would have ready already. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's just a matter of doing little bits and pieces at a time. Like I could have a whole song that somebody hears and be like, "Oh yeah, that's a whole, like, oh word, that's a dope song." But little do they know, like, I'm about to go and record a bunch of different parts 5 or 6 different times in the next 3 or 4 days. That's going to actually make that a one complete piece. But because I'm going back and forth doing all this stuff, and it's just like, it's just finding the time to, or managing the time to be able to give yourself enough time to not lose focus on your task
Mm. No,
when you're creating.
that's really smart because as you said, we all have the same amount of time in the day. And so talking about the influences of like people that influence your music, what sort of music do you listen to growing up?
Growing up, I actually was very rock influenced. Like, you know, it started when my dad was on classic rock, and My dad's like 70 years old, so the music he listened to was of that era, like Metallica and before. Like he likes Boston and like Phil Collins, things like that. And then my mom too is older, like so like Billy Joel. Those were like the things that my parents introduced me to that I always stuck with. But then I had my own music, which was kind of like the hard rock, new metal type of style that came probably in the early 2000s. And that was actually my main thing. I didn't even start rapping or doing lyrics or nothing like that really until maybe I was 18. I think I wrote my first rap in like my senior year of high school, just like for shits and gigs.
Mm. So for what was the transition from that? So because you already played the guitar, so that was a direct lineage, something that you can't just do.
But
So what made
I lost my guitar. I was like basically life happened, like a life traumatic experience happened. And so that caused me to lose a lot of things, a lot of my possessions, including my guitars, and I couldn't play them. So I started just going into rap. And because I already had excelled at guitar, I figured why not? I had friends of mine who like hyped me up to make me think I could rap. And for some reason, I decided that was a good idea to start doing. And I really sucked because I didn't, that was my first time ever even trying to do it. But I ended up kind of like kicking them in the ass in a sense of like wow, he's actually gotten to this point where he's respected. And as an artist, as a rapper, as all that, when it all just started off kind of as a joke, um back in the day when I was like a big guitar metalhead fan, because that was like frowned upon in that community. Like we didn't like rap in that community. Like it was like we like real music, real instruments, and we don't, and so like changing it all just pretty much changed off of the fact that was my escape. My only musical escape other than like guitar at that point was rap. And I just started putting my all into that. And so all the energy I put into guitar before that, I had nowhere else to channel it. So I channeled it into rap. And that's why I ended up getting to where I'm at now.
wow, that's so it's just nature that just dragged you into it. Something that was meant to be. It was just meant to be. So here we are. And if you could collaborate with any artist, so you've gone through quite a lot of artists, from different genres to yours and now to rap. If you could collaborate with any artist at all, whether they're dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Um, this is a tough one. I always want to say, I always think a couple of different people in my head when this question pops up. Um, One is a guitarist, but that's just for guitar solo purposes. I feel like I'm not attached to that connection to say that that'd be the number one guy. Anything probably all right, as far as hip hop, I would definitely say Tupac would be number one for me. Um, and that's like if I was to do a hip hop song or rap song, or be on a song with somebody, I would want it to probably be Tupac if it was going to be a lyricist, because of how controversial he is and how outspoken he is on his on what he speaks about. And I feel like me and him have literally the same exact opposite and the same exact views at the same time. That could be to where it could unify the people rather than separate it by having two of us at the forefront. Somebody like us.
No, that sounds about right. It's like when good meets evil.
Yeah.
Bad
I
cop,
mean,
good cop.
I like J. Cole. I like J. Cole is definitely, if I was to say alive, like it'd be J. Cole.
Mm, mm.
Or Joyner Lucas. Joyner Lucas is rap wise I'm talking about. But there's a lot of artists that I'm influenced by. So that was a really, really tough question, but yeah, Tupac's the answer.
Super. That's great. Well, we'll take Tupac. He's an amazing artist. So, you know, I, I think I even read it today, 2022, and he's still one of the greatest rappers ever. Still talking music. So, and let's go back to you. Just as we're kind of wrapping up. we're talking about all this great music you make and all these different things. Where can we go and get what's your social handle? What should we search for?
So you can Google my name, which is Clou9. That's spelled Clou9. You can call me Cloud with an upside down D, or you can call me Cloud9 with no D, because we say that shit for later. And that's you can find me on social medias at Clou9NJ. So that's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, my YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music is all Clou9. It's on all platforms. You can Google it, you go to Spotify and all that. And I just have to say it one more time. It's spelled Clou9, Clou9. All right, that's 2 times. But I gotta put it out there because even though it's so simple, people don't get it. So I don't know if I'm the dummy.
Hey, they've got it now. They've definitely got it now.
Whoever
And
watches this will know.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say, wow, what caused that name? What's the inspiration behind the name itself?
At a point in time when when I had a dream but didn't have a work ethic or didn't have the ability to do the things I was doing now because I was still developing them. I was pretty much living I was living somewhere like in a rougher area, and I was around a lot of the DJs, like local DJs who did all the house parties and stuff like that. And they always came over to the apartment I was crashing at for the time being. And there was always 10 dudes in there. And then there's 3 chicks I lived with. And then I was just kind of just there, always smoking. I always had weed. And I always was passing my weed around generously, where they weren't used to that behavior because it's oh, yo, did you throw 5 on it? It was back in those days. Or did you throw money on it, or they didn't contribute to it, they can't smoke type thing. It was more of those things where it's just it was expected, to where it's proper behavior to give your guest the blunt. And I just always had the weed. It was a weed thing that really inspired it, because somebody said you should you should make your rap name Cloud9. But I had to kind of play around with the letters because just copywriting, things like that. And plus Cloud9 is already a brand. I don't want to be Cloud9. I just want it to be Cloud but have a 9, because it represents pretty much radiating energy at the highest frequency possible without reaching the illusion of perfection.
Wow, that is really, really deep.
Yeah.
And do you mind giving us maybe a little freestyle just as a show your artistic side?
No, I can't. No, I'm playing. All right, so I'll do it without a beat because I'm in the car and stuff. I think, what do I want to say? What do I want to say to the people, man? All right, I'm just gonna rap for you and spit some bars because being put on a spot like this, wasn't expecting it. But all right, look, I'm like a demon or an angel, depending on the angle. If it takes 2 to tango, cut the rest or let them dangle. I say hi haters to my haters like I may know if they act up like some putos adios hasta luego. I can't fuck with no pendejos, I just lay low. Stack of my potatoes, got that sauce called Alfredo. Got some homies who will go to war with choppers like it's Halo. For a little bit of cheese, it's un poquito de la queso. Talking about the pesos, don't talk if you never make those. I don't judge if the case closed, I don't budge, I just make though. Got no love for these snakes, I just rattle them till they break. Leave them shook like a shake when I throw the hook in the bait. Screaming never be fake. If you wish you'll be in the lake, don't find yourself in my circle. Just know that life what you make of it. Don't go make a mistake of it. Change the meaning to take a dip. I don't deal with no petty shit. Start erasing your deficit. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Just some lights had to give them. But yeah, man, I just dropped a single, man. It's called Lonely. That was some rapper rap. That was some rapper rap. But it was clever lyricism and stuff like that. But it wasn't there wasn't any particular message behind what I was saying just yet. I didn't get into it that far, but I have a song out. It's called Lonely. It's my newest single. And the music video is out, and all the links in my bios, and it's on my YouTube channel, Clou9. Try to say that one more time. And
That's it. Clou9 will be there to go and figure out about the single called Lonely. So that just dropped fresh off the press, right?
oh yeah.
So we'll be sure to go and check that out. And any final words for your viewers?
Yeah. Shout out to the UK, yo. I
Ooh.
fuck with the UK. I fuck with the UK, and I gotta make it out there one day. for
Can't
sure.
wait. Definitely
Oh
can't
yeah,
wait.
man.
So
Oh
you'll
yeah,
be
man.
touring soon, and hopefully one of the stops will be the UK.
Yeah, man. Let's just keep saying, speaking into existence, man. Speaking into existence. I like it.
That's it. Super. All right. Well, thank you so much for spending some time out of your busy day to come and see us on this show.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Really amazing. Take care. Catch up
All right,
soon.
man. Take care.
Bye.